And we're live! Guys, hello, I'm Mike. This is F1 Fanatics, and welcome to another live stream here at F1 Fanatics. Like I said, we do try and go live at least once a week. The internet connection's okay. I'm not sure it's might be okay. Anyway, got Liam, saw he was in there, but go from there. Basically, with live streams, we'll try and go live at least once a week. Hi, Liam. Welcome into the chat. And I'll just tweet out in a second that we are live usually. And yeah, we're going to talk. And obviously you can tell by the thumbnail today that we will be talking about Williams mainly because obviously, yesterday Claire announced that her and Frank will both be stepping away from the team. And yeah, Williams no longer will have a Williams leading it. Well, Williams family member going. That's a lot of Williams in there. But man, it's sad. So sad, I think. You know, one of the teams that, this current iteration, obviously, Frank Williams had a first team that got bought out by a Canadian owner and it never felt the same, left, went and created this kind of Williams F1 engineering or F1 racing in 1977, and it built its way up to being a successful team in the 80s. Being the most successful team in the 90s, one of the most successful teams in F1's history. And it's been a slow and steady decline since that point till the fact now. Yeah, it's incredibly sad. But obviously, yeah, we'll talk about the old team has Piers Courage. Do you recognise that name? Yeah, absolutely. He died in the crash, sadly, in the Dutch Grand Prix, didn't he, Piers? He was one of Frank's really good friends, and that one hit him very hard. So on that. But anyway, yes. Let me tweet out the fact that we are live, and then we'll carry on and talk with you guys about the Williams. Thank you for everyone who's watching currently. But yeah, what was your guys' reactions to the news? Let me know in the chat below. It'd be interesting to hear. Do you see a future for Williams? Do you think this is just a slow path to Williams being renamed? It doesn't kind of feel right for me, a Williams F1 team, without one of the Williams family members being involved in the team, if that makes sense. Yeah, I bet, Liam, it was really sad. Let me just do this quickly. You know I'm terrible on live streams in terms of tweeting out, so let me just concentrate on doing it quickly there. Right, just about to get the link to tweet live. Discord notifications going to come through. Nice. Right. Tweet. Bum, 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 bum. Share, copy. And we are live. Perfect. Bang. Sorted. So yeah, Williams, obviously we know had great champions in themselves. Alain Prost, one of the greatest drivers of all time. Nigel Mansell finally winning, where he struggled through the 80s to find that championship winning car with the 90s as well. He managed it in 1992. That obviously emotional win with Damon Hill managing to win in 1996 for winning. Jacques Villeneuve winning in 1997 as well, which was a brilliant victory for him against a Schumacher. First ever winner, Alan Jones, and obviously having Keke Rosberg win for them. It's been an amazing ride for Sir Frank, especially obviously still after that crash in 1986 from his way back from testing at Paul Ricard that had led him to be a quadriplegic. And it's amazing how he came back. It's amazing the story of Williams, and it's so sad to see them in the state they are today. And for me, yeah, hopefully the name of Williams can, represent with new people at start. Maybe hopefully they can become more the McLaren side of success. With after the sad passing of Bruce McLaren, rather than like a Brabham, a Tyrrell, or a Arrows type of team. Hopefully, that's going to be the type of team they go on and become much more the McLaren path. But yeah, for me, after this weekend, after this season, it does kind of feel the end. It's the last of the kind of family teams, the last of the kind of true independence, I would say, in the sport. Hi, Fergus. Welcome to the podcast. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm just really shook by it, really, in terms of it. It deeply saddens me, and yeah, I was massively surprised. I think Stephen was telling me the news, and I was just literally like, "What? Are you joking? Are you winding me up? Is this a real thing? They're actually going to leave Williams?" But it appears is the case, and I know a lot of people have said whether Claire Williams has done a bad job or a good job, or somewhere. I think it's somewhere in between. She's probably struggled. She put faith in some people that like Paddy Lowe, that you thought would be a safe bet to have good faith in, with all his with all his previous success within the sport. But yeah, now it's kind of whittled out. But I think really what we see today is they didn't adapt and evolve as a team from the 1997 Concord Agreement, and things didn't work out with BMW. I think BMW pulled out, didn't they, due to the financial crisis. And it just, since 1997 winning that last Drivers' Championship, it hasn't been the same since. And I think we really are seeing the consequence of that. Hey, Johnny Boy, thanks for coming into the live stream. Went downhill when they put all their eggs in the low basket in 2017. Yeah, it's gone from they're just a team who heavily have relied on the constructors' payments. Oh, sorry. 2 secs on the live stream. I've just got to take a quick call on there. I'll be back 2 secs on here. Hello. I'm back. Go. Crazy. Sorry, my car was in for its MOT and service, or a bit of backlog on there, and I've been waiting all day for the call. And Sod's Law, as soon as I go onto live stream, that's when they decide to give the call and say there. But cars coming from there. Yes, you should booty call me too, John. Absolutely. This is the content that you guys subscribe to. honestly. I hope you've enjoyed the wall. Was the wall great? Did the wall entertain you during that? Hi, Sam. It's the brilliant chair stream. Go from there. Yes. Anyway, but yeah, talking about Williams, Frank Williams is a legend of the sport. What he managed to do is create that team like at multiple times, just being on that brink. It's a lot of those guys in the 70s who were just true racing fans. Hi, Katie, as well. And it is just so sad that we've lost that. I feel like it's a bit like the heart of the sport going. Like something like Formula E is very corporate to me. They have manufacturers. That's kind of what happens. That's what you get from the start. That's what you know from Formula E. Formula One has been this mix of having the major manufacturers, of course, like the Ferraris, the Mercedes. Obviously, McLaren have kind of become a manufacturer in their own regards in terms of that ones. But the Hondas, the Toyotas, we've had like manufacturers being involved. Manufacturers have kind of been involved in the sport. But we've also had these, like Jack Brabham created his team. Bruce McLaren, I know, like I said, it's kind of become Ken Tyrrell with his team, the Arrows there, the Minardis, Peter Sauber technically still in the sport, but with the backing of Alfa Romeo as well. Alfa Romeo, obviously one of the biggest manufacturers. It just feels, I feel F1's kind of that perfect merge between the two. But now losing that in Williams, like I said, I think I'd actually prefer now. When I first heard it, I was like, brilliant. Claire's still going to be there, whether it's in team principal role, some other role. I think that's going to work out. I think that'd be good. Now that she's left, I don't know how I feel about the team still being called Williams, because for me, it's in the name, Williams. I know Brabham went on to be success and obviously won some world championships with Nelson Piquet and Bernie Eccleston at the helm, in the early 80s. And I know Tyrrell did go on, but once Ken Tyrrell was out of it, it never quite was the same. I don't know how I feel about it going from there. Sam's going, rather they survive than Claire and Frank stay and they leave in 2 years. Yeah, I obviously want the team to survive because there are amazing people who work at that team. It's 2 more seats on the grid, but I don't know whether it should be Williams anymore, because I don't know if we just close this chapter and we just accept that we're going into a new chapter with Formula One that is more manufacturer based. I don't know. Could be interesting on there. Sorry, John, I didn't answer your booty call. Go from there. Guys like Chapman, Ferrari, of course, Williams are the old guys. Yeah, absolutely. Well, I suppose Enzo Ferrari technically a family thing that just became a manufacturer. And maybe that's where Williams lost out. They didn't go and produce their own cars to kind of keep up with the times like McLaren have done so. And other such, that's maybe the massively deficited in their budget. But yeah, fairly new to F1, but who would come in for Williams if they were no longer on the grid? Well, I know Pantera are desperate for a grid, so I'm sure they would buy the factory or at least buy the Williams slot on the grid from there. But Williams signed the Concord agreement, so it will be that Williams team, but it would be something like, obviously, the Tyrrell slot was bought by BAR Honda, which then obviously went into Honda, which now is the Mercedes team. Well, went into Brawn GP, then the Mercedes. So that kind of thing is the one that happens. But welcome to F1 Mikey Judo. It's from Ender. The Williams name will be changed in a few years. I think so. Sorry, bless me. Sneezing. This is a chaotic stream. I'm wandering off halfway through the stream, sneezing on stream as well. Yeah, I think the Williams name will change in a few years' time. I don't think any company wants to be that name that took the Williams out of Formula One. But now it's going to take a couple of years getting used to a Williams not being in F1. And I think the team will go forward, but I don't think the Williams name will go from there. No, I don't have COVID, Liam. Certainly on that front. Paddy Lowe killed off the Williams team. Yeah, we've had some discussions with Paddy Lowe from 2017. It just went seriously wrong with Paddy Lowe at the helm. And it doesn't make sense why, because he had such a pedigree within the sport that it is just crazy how it went all wrong. I think for the new regs, they should change the name. Yeah, I think they might have one last name as 2021, and then 2022, they might do a complete team overhaul. And they might even make a deal with a manufacturer. I don't know. Maybe we see something like Jaguar come back into it. I mean, I'm literally just spouting there, but maybe that's the way it comes. Maybe BMW come back into it. Obviously, DTM is the main sport. Well, obviously they have a thing in Formula E as well, but DTM is their main kind of petrol one. And with the survival of DTM up in question as well, with Audi obviously withdrawing from that, maybe BMW might be a little bit Audi. Yeah, another one from Endor, Porsche. You know, it might be something. Who will be in DTM in 2021? I'm not sure, actually. I think the only one confirmed is BMW, which you can't really have BMW just competing in a series against themselves. It becomes a little bit like the Ferrari Challenge Cup. Is that the series that they do? Or Ferrari GT? Ferrari have one against themselves. Go from there. BMW back with Kubica. Look at that, TGSF1. Hi, Ollie. Thanks for jumping into the chat. Obviously, Ollie's been away for a bit, but make sure you kind of check out Ollie's channel, TGSF1. He releases great blogs as well about motorsport from the general sportsman, and also obviously on the channel as well. Great video. So make sure you check out Ollie. But nice to see you. BMW and Kubica. That would be something else. Citroen. Well, Citroen are technically DS Tech Cheetah, aren't they? Is the kind of sporting name. That's what they kind of are in Formula E, isn't it? I might be wrong on that front, but that's what I kind of always think they are. So yeah, that potentially is a future. I think 2022 we could see a change in the name. I think, like we said, they don't want to be that team that they take Williams out, because F1 and Williams has such an emotional connection to so many fans, especially British as well. A lot of the British fans absolutely adore Williams from the success. Nigel Mansell, Damon Hill, incredibly successful, incredibly popular champions in England. Alain Prost, like we said, won his 4th and final world title with them. Keke Rosberg as well. Alan Jones. Just, you know, it's a really great team, and it would be so sad to see the Williams name gone. But now that they are gone, like I said, it just doesn't quite feel like it. Goes on that one. Honda wouldn't be out of the question. They are young drivers and engines. Honda isn't out of the question. That's a very big one to go. I know Mark always thinks Honda are still going to make their way back into the sport. So yeah, Honda coming into that slot. Watch that space. It might not be going Williams Story Racing. Absolutely not. No chance. Every Williams champion only won once with them, and only 2 actually won more than 1 title. Yeah, crazy. Actually, yeah, really crazy, isn't it? Very, very interesting. Oh, yeah, well, obviously, of course, Nelson Piquet won his 3rd title with Williams as well. So, yeah, obviously, they won their multiple world champions. That is crazy to think with Williams' history, that they never seem to win back-to-back titles. Well, the drivers actually never seem to hang around for maybe go from there. Maybe Toyota. No, it'd be an interesting one. But yeah, absolutely crazy on that front. But yeah, that's kind of Williams. We'll carry on dipping in and out of Williams, but I suppose also a big story. I know Sam O'Gara in chat tagged me immediately in this when it came out. Helmut Marko has been speaking again and been saying that basically Alex Albon hasn't been running the same parts as Max Verstappen through the season. They had poor correlation in data from their wind tunnel results to actual on-track performance, meaning they had less downforce than I thought they actually would be going to have. And look, from what it said, it's going, Alex Albon hasn't had the experience to be able to deal with it, and he's in a very tough situation. And it's not Alex's fault because it's a very tough car to drive this year. My biggest thing has been with Red Bull is I think they made the wrong choice they went promoted an inexperienced driver with Pierre Gasly. That didn't work out. They've promoted an inexperienced driver with Alex Albon. And although he might be doing okay for Alex Albon, is he doing the best that anyone could have done in that car? I don't think so still. But yes, I've probably been a little bit harsh on Alex Albon. This is the thing when you're not a spec series. There's always these things with different parts on the cars and everything, and trying to go certainly on that front. So, yeah, look, Alex has had a really tough season. And I think what Red Bull are trying to do is, which frustrates me, but I feel they're checked out to 2022. What they were doing is if they can get anywhere close to Mercedes this year, it was going to be with Max Verstappen. So they've almost used the second Red Bull seat as a junior seat. And they're going to give Alexander Albon the rest of this year. The 2021 season, I can see him racing for them and hoping in the fact that Alex Albon will then be ready with experience, with some hard challenges under his belt, ready for the 2022 season for Red Bull to make a serious mount at a challenge again through there. So I think, although I don't think Alex Albon's performances still have been the best that Red Bull could have got if they had a more experienced option in that seat, I think it's the guy that they will stick with. How supportive they've been of him, how highly they've spoken about Alex Albon in this time, and especially with this, what Helmut Marko's come out in terms of, I've never really known Red Bull defend a driver as much as Alex Albon, other than probably the Vettels and the Max Verstappens. So I think that shows how highly they regard Alexander Albon. I've never questioned his talent. Clearly, he's a talented guy, but I just questioned whether he was good enough to be in the second seat at Red Bull now. And I don't believe that he is still for that stage, but I think it's more of a long-term plan with Alexander Albon. And I think we just have to accept his performances as a learning curve, a bit like Max Verstappen. Obviously came in and got that victory very early doors with the Spanish Grand Prix. But yeah, certainly on that front from there. But it was an interesting one to see how they've come out, and it's going to be interesting to see how that situation develops at Red Bull. They very clearly have a long-term plan to this, which you probably haven't seen for Red Bull for a while. It has been a bit short-termist and switchy-changey rather than a long-term goal, rather than a short-term goal. Yeah. So, yeah, Albon shouldn't have been promoted and Gasly is better, but he's not been horrible considering the circumstances. Yeah, I think that's probably a fair assessment, Sam. I think that's probably, after this news, where I am in terms of summing up Alex Albon's season so far. I wonder what the situation was parts-wise last year. I imagine exactly the same, Katie, but Pierre, they seem to have thrown under the bus, and Alex, they seem quite supportive of. I don't know. Yeah, it'd be interesting on there. Not Williams or Red Bull rated, but I have to be in a meeting of 5. Can Ricciardo podium Sunday? Love to hear your thoughts in the next 4 minutes, ideally. Oh, quick. Sorry, it's taken me a while to do that. Yes, Ricciardo can challenge for a podium. I believe he was third quickest, wasn't he, after qualifying times in FP2. Lap got deleted and he was a bit scruffy on that lap as well. I think Ricciardo, especially as it seems like Red Bull are running, well, the Honda upgrade engine seems to be running in the AlphaTauri this weekend, as they seem to be trialing it. So Daniel Ricciardo, in the form that he's in, definitely on the ability that he showed last week in Spa, and this weekend they should technically be even better, the Renaults. It'll be interesting to see. I think Daniel Ricciardo, this is his last chance without the rain, probably, of having a really great shot at a podium. You could argue Imola and the second Bahrain layout as well, but I think this is a really big opportunity to go from there. F2 is on. Hope you're enjoying the qualifying on that. Heard links Red Bull lining up Grosjean and Magnussen next year, dropping both the current drivers. Brilliant, Sam. Just love one to keep Katie going on there. When is your Motorsport Manager Season 2 beginning? next week, Ewoks Endor. Season 2 starts next week. I'm not sure we'll do a race next week. I think what we're going to do is mainly we're going to do a change of livery. So, we'll spice things up again with the Aston Martin. With Fernando Alonso walking out the team at the last race of the season, we'll have a good chat about who we're going to bring into the second seat to partner Max Verstappen along there. We're also going to, go choose which engine to go for. That's an option for us, so we can have a discussion and chat. So there's going to be a lot for you guys to be involved in if you enjoyed the Motorsport Manager content on the channel. It really should be a great stream next Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. So make sure you join in for that if you're going from there. I keep thinking Sam's profiles is John's. I know, yeah, I get confused about that a little bit as much as well. I presume Sir Meerkat has jumped after I failed to. I wonder if he actually called me, to be fair, because he has got my number. No, he didn't, I believe. Oh no, he actually did. He actually did, and I ignored him. So, so Meerkat, I'm sorry about that. I've got you. I'll go from there just to confirm. Miss call, Sir Meerkat, as he's in the. Oh god! And if you saw the email there, that's next weekend. I will be having with Ashley our drive experience at Silverstone, so that's going to be awesome. We're going to be going around the little Stowe inner circuit in the kind of F4 cars. Going there, call him on the stream. If Johnny Boy calls me back, I will more than happily answer on stream and see if I can put him on speakerphone for you guys. Although I imagine the audio would be awful on that front. But yes, we've covered Williams. We've covered our Ferrari. I mean, if you're a Ferrari fan, Liam, you probably want to kind of put your fingers in your ears for this one. But when Binotto said it could take years for Ferrari to recover, oh my God. What? That was crazy. Also, yeah, in F2 before, not F2, FP2, when they were doing their qualifying sims, I thought they were doing a formation lap the way that they all stacked up on each other trying to get the slipstream draft in. That was mental. Liam's quitting as a Ferrari fan. But yeah, what do you think about Monza qualifying traffic jams? Crazy. I mean, it looks like it's going to be as mental, if not more mental, than last year's qualifying, which would be quite funny, but also, yeah, just a little bit mental, certainly on that front. But yeah, I'm trying to think. Ferrari, it's just so bad. Gasly's performance is incredible, looks really strong again. Benny Hill music intensifies, certainly on that front. There should be penalties. Hughes was on a fantastic lap, so was others, and they drove into a car park. Oh dear, yeah. I suppose F3 must be even worse technically because there's so many cars in F3. Go from there. Should change the system somehow. I think actually the slipstream I don't think is going to be as important in the 2022 cars. So I think over the next 2 years with Monza, you're going to see a bad problem, but they're just going to kind of suck it up, give penalties if need be in that situation. And then it should be resolved by the 2022 season. But yeah, I don't really know. I think that's probably the main talking points from the week, guys, on this front. Just looking ahead, tomorrow we have our topic video coming out. Obviously, trying to split them so we don't have 2 videos coming out on the same day. Obviously, last week we did the Anton Hubert looking at the safety and obviously one man well career safe recovery improvements. Tomorrow, what we are going to be looking at is we are going to be comparing the engines, so the Mercedes, Honda, Renault, Ferrari for the 2019 and 2020 seasons and ranking them. There's probably not going to be a surprise of who's top, but we've got some fancy graphs in that for our topic video tomorrow. So hopefully you go from there. F1 Debate Show got an interview with Alex Jacques. So I missed that. Definitely go and check that out. That would be an absolutely awesome interview. So yeah, amazing. F1 Debate Show, a great channel anyway. So yeah, definitely go and check out that interview with Alex Jacques. I'm sure that will be an absolutely brilliant, F1 chat with them and Alex Shack, brilliant commentator. I really do hope that he sees his way into F1 one day, because I think he absolutely is fantastic there. But yeah, guys, I think that's probably it, unless you guys have got anything other you want to kind of talk about in there. How about driver rivalries on Alonso and Raikkonen? Yeah, that would be an interesting one, actually. Potentially, I think the next driver rivalries, I'll maybe put out a poll in terms of which ones you want. But I think maybe a Rosberg versus Button. I think that's potentially one that we're thinking about going for on that one. Yeah, I did like Davide Valsecchi. He was brilliant. I don't know why he's not in it this year. Maybe he didn't want to be involved in the COVID element of it. Maybe there was too much of an element of risk. I'm not sure on that front, but yeah, he's certainly going from there. Lando's helmet, I don't like. I didn't like the zoomed in. It kind of felt like a takeaway menu in terms of that. Antonio Giovinazzi's helmet is beautiful this weekend, and I actually haven't seen Seb's helmet for this one, but he usually has a very good Monza helmet. So I'll trust your opinion on that one, Seb. But yeah, I think I love George Russell's one as well. I think that's really nice. I like how he's kind of got this constant theme going in, but he's adapted it for the Italian flag. That's pretty cool. But yeah, go from there. Seb one is just such a simplistic and effective helmet. I do really love that. Go from there. Liam, as always, been honest, what he doesn't care about, just doesn't really care about helmets. I think they're quite cool in terms of it. And I do think Giovinazzi's is a work of art. But like I said, guys, I think that's probably it in rounding up for today's stream. Let me know. Let me know what your kind of favourite memories are in the comments or in the chat just before we go of Williams. It is a sad end of an era, and I can see, although they say this is lasting F1's legacy, I think it's the team, as in that factory team and those employees will last within Formula One, but I don't think necessarily the Williams name will last for too much longer now that we don't have, anyone from the Williams family leading the team. With Alex Albon, like we said, he's clearly going through a tough season, and I think with how Red Bull have been, for me, it's a long-term plan. They're looking at Alex Albon for 2022, and then they'll start rating his performances in there. I feel like they're going to invest in him a lot of time. They've definitely spoken a lot about positivity on that. Rosberg versus Button. Katie's keen for that driver rivalry. So, yeah, watch out for that. They'll certainly go from there. I haven't seen much live. Stroll's podium was great, but they delivered Mansell's title, which is my favourite moment. Absolutely brilliant. Nigel Mansell, just an incredible driver, and it was incredible that he was able to win, and it felt right that he won with Williams as well, because 1986 was so close as well with that late puncture in Adelaide. So yeah, it was difficult. But guys, that's been it for today. I'm quite sad about the Williams news. I don't know what you guys' overall feelings are of it, but F1 is an evolving sport. It's something that, keeps changing, it keeps developing, and it keeps progressing and moving forward. So, I just hope that there'll always be a fantastic part of F1's history, but it may be something that's evolving, and we see more manufacturers coming back into Formula One. Unfortunately, they're a team that couldn't evolve with the modern times, and sadly, it seems to be the end from it. But guys, thank you so much, as always, for being active in the chat. Great discussions, great chat in there, great comments from there. Always enjoyed that. If you have enjoyed the video, haven't already, do drop it a thumbs up. Do appreciate that. And if you're new around here, watching this stream either live or kind of post-recording as well, make sure that you click that subscribe button. We really do appreciate it and the support on the channel. And yeah, guys, that's it from me today. Look out for the engine comparison video coming out tomorrow. It is a good one. Hopefully you guys enjoy it and you're enjoying these kind of new topic videos as well. So for now, you F1 fans, keep racing.